Media, you can interview Mr. John Nikidoy, QIMOM, National News. There are 4 branches. We have international trade, GDP, and finally the national accounts branch.
Constant price increased by 8.7 billion. That's about 16% increase. This graph shows a steady growth from 2006 to 2018 in both the current and the constant overall. In 2018, the current price estimate had a small decline due to the effects of the earthquake affecting production in the mining and quarrying industry, most notably the LNG production. In 2013, from the graphs, you can see the 2 lines converging. So the current price is in the blue line, and the constant is in the orange. In 2013, you can see the 2 lines converging, meaning that 2013 is the base year. We use the 2013 prices in our constant price estimate. This next table shows the percentage change, the growth in current price and constant in 2014 to 18. Over the 4-year period, LNG had the highest growth in both current price and constant due to the commencement of the PNG LNG. This graph shows the performance of the 5 biggest industries in PNG's economy over the 10-year period. In 2008, mining contributed the highest with about 26% to the GDP. 10 years after that, in 2018, it has now still contributed the highest with 29.2%. Agriculture, forestry, and fishing has been relatively stable, contributing about 20% to the GDP over the 10-year period. Other industries such as wholesale, retail, trade, administrative and support services, and construction together have been comparatively stable throughout the 10-year period, contributing to about 20 to 30% of the total GDP. This table, when we decompose the growth of these 5 biggest industries to constant and current price, we can see that agriculture, forestry, and fishing had a moderate positive growth in both the current price and the constant price from 2017 to 2018. Mining showed a strong growth in current price, but a decline in constant price, demonstrating strong price increase in the minerals, but lower production.
To say that it is my pleasure to release this Papua New Guinea National Accounts publication on gross domestic product at current price and constant price for the years 2011 to 2018. The release of this national accounts series is another milestone achievement for the National Statistical Office in its endeavor to provide timely and quality official statistics to the many users of this statistical information. Production of timely and quality statistics to meet the ever-increasing demand for statistical information is always challenging, as we all know, to statistical offices around the world and PNG as well, PNG NSO. And it's one of those that has faced a lot of challenges. A key challenge faced by PNG NSO, or National Statistical Office, currently is the coordination and collection of source data, in particular administrative data collected by other state agencies. So In other words, we need to collect all other administrative data from other key state agencies to compile this information. So our coordination is one of those key challenges that we face every time when we compile these national accounts. The compilation of data from these sources into a coherent set of accounts is also a challenge. As the National Statistical Office, being the mandated agency to provide statistical services to the community or to the country, the NSO strives to overcome these challenges. This release of the national accounts figures is an indication of the efforts the National Statistical Office is putting into improving the production of timely and reliable statistics. However, more work needs to be done by the NSO and the reporting community as we move towards the annual production of national accounts for Papua New Guinea. So we intend to produce these national accounts figures on an annual basis. It is very critical for GDP-related communications because, one, building public trust and support for official statistics is important in the world of social media and biased judgments. Two, clear communication is necessary to ensure that users, researchers, and policymakers understand and use the national accounts data correctly. It is particularly important to also effectively communicate with policymakers. I guess PNG relies too much on simple rules on macroeconomic and physical targets, which is problematic because institutions have limited capacity. In the production of this series of national accounts figures, there were other stakeholders that assisted NSO, and I wish to here acknowledge their efforts and contributions, including other international organizations for the continuous support to NSO. Our sincere gratitude to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, ABS, for the technical assistance provided to the advisors under the partnership arrangement between ABS and our NSO in providing advice, guidance, training, and mentoring of our NSO staff and assistance in compilation processes. I can now say that that assistance from ABS is now paying dividends when my NSO staff, without the presence of the ABS team, have now compiled and produced the 2018 GDP figures. Thank you very much, my NSO National Accounts team. I acknowledge the contributions of the Department of Treasury and the Bank of Papua New Guinea, our major stakeholders, in providing data and being part of the GDP discussions team with NSO throughout the whole process of compiling these national accounts figures. I also extend our appreciation to the Internal Revenue Commission, IRC, for providing the goods and services tax and company tax as well for 2018, and other government agencies that provided the required data to compile this series of national accounts. My gratitude goes to all the business houses in the private sector throughout Papua New Guinea, which provided raw financial and non-financial data needed either through NSO's survey of business activities or the business liaison survey conducted by the Bank of Papua New Guinea. The provision of this data has enabled NSO to produce this national accounts series 2011 to 2018. I also take this opportunity to urge all stakeholders to foster and promote this collaborative effort, which will attribute to making NSO's statistical system effective, because we do have the legitimacy backed up by Statistical Services Act that provides both the safeguards of confidentiality for the providers of raw data and assurance of integrity and accessibility for users. Finally, with improved data sources, sound statistical methods, new technologies, and strengthened statistical systems, these are critical enablers to better decisions that eventually result in better lives for all of us. And I think, as the saying goes, in the statistical world, better data, we do better planning, and we have better lives. Thank you very much.
Very quiet. GDP, or gross domestic product, figures that the PNG economy has grown significantly in size, has grown up if you compare with the other Pacific Island nations. And according to what I have here, it's about 80 billion in 2018. So that's a great improvement. Though we have gone through all sort of up and down the street, people say, oh, no, things are not okay, but you statisticians, as long as you maintain a good record and you give confidence to government and other stakeholders, other investors that we are progressing well, it would attract. And the life standard of the human or the population here would also step up. Well, the launching of the GDP figures is a milestone event for Papua New Guinea's economy in 2018. The GDP figures that NSO has calculated portrays the size of the health of our economy. The figures also signify and reveal to every citizen of Papua New Guinea are very vital indicators as well, which is indicated in the GDP per capita. It also contributes to the three key dimensions of Human Development Index, or HDI, in terms of decent living standards, long and healthy life, and being acknowledgeable. PNG economy continues to expand since independence, although we had struggles due to natural causes and also a notable event in which we experienced the impacts of global financial and economic crisis in 2009 that lingered on for some time. However, the government over the years had responded positively with stabilization and stimulus policies and programs to continue maintaining development processes through all sectors to ensure that things are basically under control. Ladies and gentlemen, following an earthquake in 2018, which negatively impacted that extractive sector output, real GDP declined by 0.3% in that year. The production of all oil and gas was greatly affected, with decline in that year. However, the price of all oil and gas were favorable, causing the current price GDP to increase. The key 5 industries which contribute significantly to terms of gross value added, or GVA, to economic in 2018 are mining and quarry, contributes to 29%, agriculture, fisheries, and forestry to 18%, wholesale and retail trade to 10%, administrative and support activities to 8%, and constructions to 7%. All other 7 industries combined together contributed about 28%, while the 5 key industries, as mentioned, contributed to 72% towards the economy. What I can comment here is that in those years, we have, like long before, we are depending a lot on mining and extractive industries. And with the current Marabe Basil government, we're looking mostly into connect PNG and putting all money to agriculture sector to involve our local population to participate actively in their day-to-day routine life of, from informal sector to formal sector business. Like we have put money into bank, NDB, and BSP. I think that would also help in other areas to improve our GDP. When you measure in the next couple of years, you would see that we would at least increase, because this time around, you have a lot of people participating, contributing to the living standard as well as general economy of the country. Well, it clearly shows that the mining sector and the agriculture sector are the key contributors towards the GDP of Papua New Guinea. As such, it promotes government investment into key performing industries for better development planning. Ladies and gentlemen, you and I clearly see the GDP 2018 figures calculated by the National Statistics Office today that the size of the economy has reached 79.4 billion in current price terms. That reflects a 9.5% increase from 2017. Current price GDP measures PNG, economic production value, at the price for the particular year, meaning that the changing quantities and the changing prices have contributed to the growth in current price GDP. It is now a challenge to the current government, Marabe Basu government, to translate this vital information into a strategic and meaningful policy and planning to ensure that our PNG economy continues its increasing trend to future across all sectors of the economy. Now, in launching this 2018 statistics, if I can recall back, there was a bit of drop because of the earthquake. Now, we look forward with the COVID coming up, came through this year, at the beginning of this year, COVID-19, we don't know what would we have in the next report that we but I think the government has tried to stabilize that through putting money into agriculture, just to make sure that we balance it out so we don't lose that much. At least our people are kept healthy, our people life expectancy prolonged, all other day-to-day needs, the basic rights of human personnel is maintained. With that, I thank you all. Thank you, very short, brief, very hardworking people. As I've said in my opening remarks, you are all statistics, or you contribute one way with all the numbers. That's why you are very quiet, and I appreciate that. From the medical background, I'm also always quiet to concentrate, to grasp the idea before treating a patient. So it's good that I see we all in one boat. So thank you. And before I go to see, we're happy. We're looking forward for Merry Christmas. We might not see each other, but it's going to be our last Parliament session. We, for us, members will go home. But for you, other sectors who have joined us in launching this, Lotogat, 2018 GDP, Papua New Guinea, we thank you. Thank you, all stakeholders, blah, blah. Regardless of what, from time to time, you have been behind us. Thank you so much.